Hey, what's up, prankster gangsters? Back with another prank. Today we're playing everyone's favorite Undertale Dating Simulator, the only one. It's called Movie Night. This is something new we're doing on the channel, never been done before. And
never.
We're here with Jack of all trades, professional voice actor.
Yep.
And professional Undertale Dating Simulator.
I put in my 10,000 hours into both.
With a long life.
Yeah. Luckily, I'm living every day when I get to play Undertale Dating Simulators. So, you ready to get this underway?
Yeah, let's just start.
Knock, knock. We hear soft steps coming closer from the inside of the house, but you can't help but let a smile loose on your face. Nobody was seeing you, so fuck it, right? You've been looking.
I was not ready for swears.
You've been looking forward to your day for weeks now. You could allow yourself a little self-indulgence. The door squeaks open just in time so that you don't give away how giddy you are, which is a good amount of giddy.
Who are we right now?
Fankerschmangel.
Oh, right, of course.
You quickly get a hold of yourself right when the door opens. That little much needed to let voices slip through. Who's there? You have to restrain a giggle as you reply. You say pretty or handsome. I feel like this determines our gender. Yeah. This refers to our gender, I think.
Can we be pretty handsome?
Oh, tricky.
I think Faker Schmangle.
He's definitely pretty.
Yeah, I think Faker Schmangle's pretty.
Pretty who? Pretty nice of you to open the door for me. Oh!
That's terrible.
You were snort from the other side of the door before seeing it finally open. Oh fuck. I accidentally. Hey, buddy, how's it going? Always nice to see Sans goofy face smiling at you. You haven't seen him in what? Weeks? Months? Will never fail to warm your heart.
We know Sans?
Except for now. It was failing. Even Sans' big old grin could do nothing against the gelid air
was that
freezing your bones and biting your ass. It's about to think you'd never show up. You ask if he was falling asleep. Maybe. Yes. That didn't surprise you. Yeah, I probably would have done the same. It's a Papyrus home. It's his job to wake up your sleep butt. Which one? Which one are we thinking?
Can we romance Papyrus?
Yes, I think you can, actually. There's a lot of endings. Perhaps went to grab some snacks. Odd for you to imagine they didn't have any snacks in the house. I mean, it's not like we're out. Called it. Just, you know how Pap is. Very cool, very great. Likes to mess around with pans and stuff. When he knew you were coming, he ran outside shouting something about a surprise in the oven for you. Not his exact words, but I think you got the idea. The thought of Papyrus cooking specifically for you activates your fight or flight response. You freeze for a second, somehow associating the most rational thing to do with faking death. Don't worry, just stick to whatever it is in your pocket and then excuse yourself to the bathroom to flush it. Just try to look as you're enjoying it, okay? You slowly nod. Beside, I have enough chips and snacks to feed a skeleton for weeks. You may die of food poisoning, but damn, I guarantee you won't starve today. Well, that's some kind of reassuring. Oh, fuck. I click one time and it just skips. Right.
Is it also like glitching back and forth for you?
Kinda.
Every time you press something?
The warmth of the house is nice on your skin after the cold outside breeze, especially after you've talked outside for no reason like idiots. You happily take off your coat and scarf, finally free from suffocating clothes of synthetic cotton. Sans lets gravity help him settling on the couch. He rests his pink slippers on the nearby table, maintaining eye contact, and you thank heaven Papyrus isn't there to see you. Make yourself at home. He gestures to you in your heavy coat. If you were at home, you'd just throw it behind you as soon as you enter the door, but you figure that would be rude, so you just settle for the cloth hanger. Okay. You're no fun. You stick your tongue at him. What? You just be an animal and drop my coat on the ground, or you throw your coat at him. I say we throw our coat at him and kill him. He is caught off guard as the heavy pile of fluff lands on his head, but he doesn't seem to regret teasing you. Okay, that was kind of fun. What does that mean? You very proudly
this is a very weird version of Sans.
Declaring your victory. Look at you. You are fun. So very fun. Truly the life of the party. Whoa now, don't let that go to your head, friendo. Carried away, you drop yourself on the couch, laughing maniacally like you were the dungeon master ready to drop some absolute bullshit on your naive little players or something. It's a D&D reference. I would expect you to get it. Sans joins you slightly after with his baritone chuckle. He doesn't put as much energy as you, but you can appreciate the effort. And then your laugh dies down, and his too, because as much fun as it is, you can't just do it all evening. It would be inconvenient. How would you eat then? And you two are left in a bubble of slightly uncomfortable silence. But against everything you believe to know about this skeleton, he took it upon himself to break the silence. Okay. Not sure if out of boredom or the pure knowledge of your adversity to talk first.
Why does this game have to explain everything in great detail? I
don't know. So, you were thankful either way. I don't really know when Paps will be back. Could be minutes, could be hours, who knows? Great, more awkward silence. Bring it on. You thought you've already embarrassed yourself anyway. Could you really sink any lower? The answer was, and you knew it very well, that yes, you could. So, do you want to wait for him, or because he's so cool?
Waiting simulator?
And because he's already seen everything in the movie box. He said we could start without him. But we have to pause if we get to the good bits. He really doesn't want to miss those. I have no idea what the good bits are, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. You doubt that considering his cynicism towards movies, but whatever. In the worst case scenario, you could just turn off the TV as soon as you heard the door open. But on the other hand, you would feel really guilty to start the movie already.
Oh my God.
You could peacefully wait in the uncomfortable silence. Could you?
I say
wait.
Yeah, definitely wait.
This is a waiting simulator, not a dating simulator.
Exactly.
You're right. There's no movie night without my bro. His comments are half of the fun, after all. You couldn't agree more. Listening to Pyrus yelling at the screen was most of the time more entertaining than the movie itself. So,
frick.
Frick off.
Look how so much text it goes down to the menu.
Let's wait then. He makes himself comfortable pillowing his skull with his hands, being made of hard bone. Their level of comfiness was left unknown, and closes his eyes, choosing to patiently wait for time to pass rather than trying to kill it. Oh, that was just great. You stuck on the couch with a sleepy skeleton, unable to do anything because it's not your house, and what the hell are you supposed to do while he's asleep? Actually, what are you supposed to do if he isn't asleep? There was an indefinite amount of time to wait ahead of you where both everything and absolutely nothing could happen, but both options scare you to death. What were the two of you supposed to do? A staring contest? He doesn't have eyes that needed a blink, so what even was the point of doing a staring contest? Get to the freaking point. But don't you think things through with her hand like a normal functioning human being? What do?
Oh my gosh. This is such a pivotal decision.
I say we ask him about his job.
I feel like sleeping should be an option.
Yeah.
All of these ask him about his job.
What a fun and interesting conversation starter. You are very proud of yourself, aren't you?
Oh my God.
Everything's all right, I suppose. I mean, all my 12 jobs keep me pretty busy, but it's not like I'm not used to it. On the other hand, I can slack pretty much whenever I want. Being a part-time job is not like they could pay me any less. Besides, if I would never leave my hot dog stand, could live there if I wanted to. Seriously, best place to sleep, eat, and sometimes make money. Everything a skeleton could ever desire. You laugh and ask him to bring you one of his hot dogs next time you two meet. Sure thing. You also have hot cats and, just for a limited amount of time, hot bats. You blink in confusion, unsure if you hallucinated or dreamed the sentence. That's an original. Could be as big as a baseball bat or as small as an actual bat. What you get is purely casual.
It's gotta be the most boring day ever.
Oh, 100%. So there's something better you could do?
Yeah, let's just ask that.
Well, everyone keeps telling me to put these diplomas to use.
You have a diploma?
What diplomas? Hold up, Sage has diplomas with an S? He has more than one? He seems to notice your surprise, not sure what led him on it. You're confused blinking or your monotone. What? You know, in the underground, there wasn't really much to do, and I had a lot of time on my hands. I'm not even sure the stuff I graduated in are worth something on the surface. Humans seem more interested in science instead of magic, which are kind of the same thing, anyway. Dang, you wish you knew magic. You could do all sorts of amazing things with fly instead of walking, materialize cooked meals, pick up the remote without needing to get up. That's it. That's all you could think of. Still, really good use of magic, in your opinion. From what I got, I could do some easy level science jobs, but being in a lab all day wearing an uglier version of a trench coat was never my cup of tea. Sure, it could pay the bills, but whatever. Gotta do what you love, right? Or what you can tolerate more. Either way works just fine. Always worked for me. Been a good strategy since the underground. Did a little everything there too. Sold hot dogs, worked in shops, watched out for newcomers. Get on with it. That was my favorite part. I was basically paid to sleep in the woods. It's like hot dogs without hot dogs.
We fall asleep. Literally just said this a few seconds ago. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. You're questioning his hot dog selling methods. Well, my methods never failed me up until now. Apparently humans don't like to buy stuff from sleeping salesmen. And I thought life up here would have been easier. But you got taxes and a bunch of laws to follow here. We didn't have those in the underground, that's for sure.
We should go back to the underground, honestly.
Yeah. How'd they all survive all cramped up in that hole together? Did they have borderline unofficial rules? They just agreed to not damage each other, and that surprisingly worked?
I don't think that was
I gotta blow my nose, man. I gotta blow my nose. The first time you realized how different your lives had been up until now.
Lives.
They were just underground. They were, oh my gosh, get on with it. All those years of not acknowledging one other surely brought the two species to different paths. It's weird how people still have to address.
Oh my gosh.
No one really questioned them. They just kind of popped up out of nowhere, and that was it. No cultural exchanges, no books or movies about the epic tale. Everyone just shrugged it off at some point.
I love the dating simulator where we talked about the socioeconomic state of the world.
Yeah.
Which of these leads to Papyrus getting here faster?
Maybe what did you expect the surface to be like?
Okay.
It's like a 50-50.
Yeah.
It's not like we were completely clueless. We had some information about it. Where do you think all your filthy trash ends up to? You could only imagine how much knowledge they could retrieve from crashed cars, dirty old dolls, empty guns, and all the junk that ends up in rubbish dumps. Yeah, it was as useful as it sounds. Told us more about humans than the surface itself. And even like that, there's just this much stuff you can know by garbage alone.
What?
A questionable amount of stuff. Lots of trashy magazines and comics with googly eyes. They should consider themselves lucky you've seen worse in the public bathrooms. But thank Asgore, that wasn't our only source. Ever heard about spiders?
No.
You nod. Never ate of them. Of course you've heard about spiders. What kind of question was that? Freakers.
It's just so jarring.
Not that they bothered you so much. They could stay up in their little corner all they wanted if they respected the contract. They ate your fly. They could stay in the corners. They tried to go on adventures in your bookshelf. No. They had been warned. You couldn't risk them wandering around at night. Our secret agents. Excuse you? They were tiny enough to be ignored by the barrier. Every now and then they would walk back in for a news report. It wasn't very useful as many of the little guys wouldn't make it past a few weeks, but they were trying. Okay, now you feel bad. You won't ever kill another spider ever again in your life. From now on, you have to do that much more work of bringing them outside with a piece of paper. It will be tiring, but you're willing to make the sacrifice.
Why is this what would convince me?
I don't know, man. Maybe they
if spiders had souls before, it doesn't matter.
I don't know, man.
They're adding so much lore to the Undertale universe. Just like random things.
We need papyrus to get in here, man. So, yeah, we only had that handful of tales going around since the war days. A lot were slurred by time. Some talked about fish and human hybrids. The most described the grass and trees, seasons, seas, and the suns, of course. Of course. At first, a big giant ball of gas floating in the void above us wasn't really appealing to some, but eventually they got the idea. Wait, what about the human hybrids? We arrived at a point where we... Oh, sorry. We knew enough about the surface to study the stars, but we knew jack all about humans. The garbage only told us that much. That much wasn't enough, or even reliable most of the time. Well, whatever. The thought of an open space without a fake sky above your head was enough for me to want to leave the dang place. Don't get me wrong, it was fine. Nice temperate weather, but you couldn't see the stars from there.
Oh, wait.
Papyrus told me you had stars. I'm thinking you just gotta mention Papyrus.
Definitely.
Keep mentioning Papyrus.
He's gonna ground us.
Yeah. Those weren't stars. Everyone called from that. He even stole a nice telescope and an astronomy book from the dumpster to try to study them. If you had anything from a dumpster could truly be called nice.
Who throws their telescope into the dumpster?
I don't know, man. Should have took a geology book instead. There were just shiny rocks on the ceiling. He looks up trying to remember the underground sky. So kind of pretty, but the real thing is way cooler. Yeah. And big, too. Way bigger than the surface here. And I haven't even seen half of it, let alone space. You call Sans a nerd. Nerd. Hey, not my fault space is too cool for you normies. Of course space is too cool for you. Space is too cool for anybody. Who on earth could claim to be cooler than space?
Me.
Duh, my bro is cooler. At least when he has sunglasses on. He's a true star. He's expecting a reaction from you, but that wasn't even a joke, and he knows that.
Actually, it was a joke.
Yeah, do I? Why are you smiling so brightly, then?
Jesus Christ.
You cover your mouth, because while these may not be jokes, he looks so accomplished and proud of himself when he tells these. You can't help but be equally amused. You have problems with my puns? You can comment me anytime.
I don't get
that. That's too much. Any more ugly puns, and both your heart and his ego could explode. You ask for a truce, coward. While we take this outside, we are just outside.
Well, wait, maybe we'll see Papyrus from the outside walking back.
Maybe. Yeah. Oh, yeah? And what are you going to do outside, huh? Bore me to dust? You corrected him because, heck yeah, you were going outside, but not to fight, even though you were always super ready for that. But to go stargazing. Oh, man. What? You want to stargaze with me? Well, you can't really do that from inside the house, can you? Besides, there really isn't a reason why not to. The sun went down and Papyrus might come back tomorrow morning for help. Oh, please come back soon, Papyrus. Plus, the sky is clear. There's literally no reason why you shouldn't go out and engage in this nice thing he likes. Well, all right, then. Let's go out.
This game has 11 endings. It's just really hit me.
You are so DTS, down to Stargaze, of course, that you forgot to grab your coat. You were reminded by the cold, late evening breeze slapping you in the face. But actually, where did you put it? You hit Sans with it, remember?
Killed him with it, actually.
You threw it at Sans. That's where you put it. You ask him where the heck you put your coat. That? I... What coat? You asshole. Of course you forgot. Tell him freezing to death is not something you were planning to do tonight. Just a sec. He goes upstairs in a surprisingly skippy speed, but probably the fastest you've ever seen him move, let alone climb the stairs. It's a little fumbling later. And he's back with hugging a soft, shapeless mass that, before you could identify it, lands on your head. Fetch. You laugh once you spread it out in front of you. It's an identical hoodie to the one he wears now. What? Papyrus buys them in stocks. No, that's not. You say stocks? In bulk.
He buys them in stocks? Like Apple stock?
You looked a little embarrassed, but you can't really complain. It's soft and warm fabric, and it smells nice. Yes, you smell it because you are a weirdo. Now you better stop it before he sees you being a weirdo. It's pretty hard not to smell your own clothes. You know what I'm saying? First thing you do is throwing yourself on the soft grass, cushioned out ground, splaying your limbs out like a graceless starfish, enjoying the feeling of being one with Earth. Your hair will probably look like bad in the morning due to all that dirt and humidity, but hell with it. Easy there, buddy. He chuckles as he lays down beside you, face up, hands behind the skull. You envy how little humidity must bother it. You convince yourself that yes, your hair will live another day, and you focus on enjoying the sense of emptiness you get from looking at the sky. Mm-hmm. You are not Napster Luke, bro. Chill out. It's terrifying but pleasant at the same time. The reminder that you are meaningless and nothing in this world really matters. The thought that the universe will go on, no matter what happens, is strangely reassuring.
We're going to get philosophical now.
Yeah, try to enjoy it for a moment, to allow yourself to bathe in the sensation. See those stars jammed together? Dang it, Sans, do you mind? You were having a moment with the inescapable truth that everyone you love will die at some point. You can't stay mad at him, though. This enthusiastic Sans is a blessing. You try to look for the stars he's literally pointing at them, but for the love of you, they all look like stars jammed together. You make a sound. How he decides to interpret it is his responsibility only. How do you not see them? They're right there. In an attempt to probably enter your skull and see from your eyes, he smushes his head against yours.
What?
See, those.
Oh,
now you kind of see, but not too much. You are too concentrated on regulating your body heat that has reached dangerous degrees due to the proximity. Seriously, you could feel his breath. Is that even a thing with skeletons? And a warm, fuzzy feeling from the ribcage pressed on your arm.
Is that the author asking?
Yeah.
Wait, is that even a thing?
Oh my gosh. Get on with it. It's far from unpleasant, but it's already too late when you realize that's exactly the problem. That's Orion's belt. He's a cool dude. A harem protagonist before it became mainstream. And if you follow the line of the stars, you'll find Sirius, the brightest star in the sky. It's actually Polaris, not Sirius. Well, actually, that's a big star with a small one orbiting around it, but everyone keeps calling them Sirius anyway. They're part of the Canis Major constellation. No, they're not. It's Ursa Major. There you can see the tail and the head of the dog. You can't find it.
We're getting an astronomy lesson. It's not even correct.
My God. Just get on with it. I need to be saved. Hearing the excitement in his voice more than enough for you. You love passionate people talking about something passionate about. This is putting me to sleep. And who knew Sans was so passionate about this? Actually, who knew Sans could express so much emotion and say more than 10 words at once? You really need to pick up some astronomy books, or at least binge
Let's go do that.
Episodes. Yeah. Let's read a full astronomy. You really want to engage in conversation with this cool nerd Sans. A good first step in the astronomy world would be to find the Sirius brothers, but the stars all look bright now. How can you determine what the brightest is? Space is beautiful, confusing mess. All right, dummy. What do you see then? Papyrus, the great papyrus. Oh shit, you're just messing with me. There's no way you can see Pap in there. Never been more serious in your life. He was there looking fine, too, with cape in the wind and everything. I see it. Take his arm to trace the newly found constellation that he could see it, too.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. Wouldn't have noticed in your normal condition, but with his mouth being so close to your ear, you hear a tiny gasp escape his mouth. It really is him. That is great. I love it. I'm going to call Dazza to make this an official one. You stifle a laugh, almost if being too loud would make the stars scatter away like fireflies. I'm serious. Calling NASA right now. You're sure he already knows NASA doesn't decide constellations, does it? NASA should be capitalized. You have some writing to do when you get home. Can't wait to show it to Pap. He'll love it. Yeah, you can't wait to say hi to Papyrus. I can't either.
I like how they just drew over the stars. They didn't even attempt to connect any of them.
Sans, human, what are you doing on the ground? You turn to see a lanky skeleton loaded with supermarket plastic bags. Sans, how many times do I have to tell you the ground is not a suitable sleeping place? Go inside the house if you really want to sleep on a flat surface where people step on. He turns his head to you in a mechanical motion, that head turn having more energy than all your daily actions together. I'm so sorry he dragged you into this, human. He still has problems with the concept of having a time for sleeping and a time for not sleeping. You gingerly explain he didn't drag you. This was your idea, and also that you two were not sleeping. Papyrus looks confused. Is there really another laid down on the ground activity besides sleeping? Sans pats a spot of ground beside him. Come here, Pap. I think you'll like this. He raises a bone brow, but for the sake of brotherhood, puts it skeptically aside and lays down with you. The plastic bags forgotten on his feet. Where's the thing you wanted to show me? You bring the Papyrus constellation to Papyrus's attention, putting careful notice on the regal pose and the windy cape. Wowee! That's me! Great as ever! Was it you, human, who made that? Of course. It was. You made it to celebrate your favorite person in the world. Me. You didn't have the heart to tell him. You didn't actually made anything.
Okay.
Sans, have you called NASA yet? They need to know about this. Working on it, bro. Sans, do you know who else is up there in the sky? I'm sure it's an honor just for the greatest heroes. Well, there's a lion up there, and also some fish. Oh. But I'm sure they all did some heroic stuff to be up there. The lion probably saved some ancient god or something. He's been up there for a long time. Who's that one? Is that a hero? That's Hercules, a strong dude like you. You could be roommates.
What are they seeing right now?
I don't know, man. That's a great idea, Sans. I'd love to have a roommate who doesn't leave his socks around. Huh. And what about that one? That's a pup. A pup? Another papyrus? Wowee, I'm so important. He kept going back and forth like that for a while. Papyrus kept asking questions, and Sans trying to hide his excitement. He genuinely seemed happy in sharing this moment with his brother. Who knows? Maybe it's not the first time they talk about this. Maybe it is, and Papyrus never knew about this.
What? Does that sentence make sense?
That's missing a comma. You had no idea if Sans had a secret talent in making up stuff on the spot, or really had a map of the nocturnal skies sculpted inside his head. Either way, it was impressive. You just stare at the sky, admiring the thousands of celestial bodies above you, entertaining and educating yourself. The brothers' conversation. Ignoring the cold that was slowly marsing deep into your bones.
What?
Man, marsing, you know. Like marching without the H.
Marsing. I love to marse.
All considered, it is a nice way to spend the evening.
All considerate, Ted. This is what it said.
Eventually, Papyrus got up at an alarming speed, remembering about the foods that need to be put in the fridge. You say they're just a little longer enough to see a shooting star right in the middle of the sky.
I thought it said see a
or
shooting.
A plane.
I was like, what?
See a shooting right in the sky. Or a plane. You weren't really sure. Sans didn't see it as he fell asleep in that small amount of time that Papyrus needed to arrange his shopping bags on the table, and noticed that all the 27 burritos had unfrozen. Isn't it like really cold outside? I doubt they would have unfrozen.
I mean, there was humidity apparently.
I don't know, man. I can't tell because they're either really cold and they have a jacket, or they're really hot. I don't know.
They flip-flop.
Well, it looks like you have to eat Pap's special tonight. Only 9 burritos. You could do that. You express your wish and drag a sleepy Sans back inside. Ending. That's an ending?
We got to date.
Right.
I like how it says movie night.
Right.
Fades back in movie night.
Let's skip around.
Yeah, we need to save at the choices. Oh, I guess. Oh, no, we can. I don't know if this will have an effect.
Oh, we can.